Now, Conan the Destroyer comes at us with a new 4K restoration from the original 35mm negative, forming a native 4K DI with HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading. The restoration was handled by Arrow Films, with color grading accurately graded based on the original negatives provided to them by Universal. I do have the previous release Blu-ray, so let's get into it and see if this 4K UHD of Conan the Destroyer is worth upgrading from your previous Blu-ray. Now, just as with Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer also has a much crisper and sharper image quality that looks much more refined here than I've honestly ever seen it before. And with the new cleanup job, only cleaning up any kind of wear and tear from the negatives sitting in storage for a number of years. The 4K UHD does elevate the film, taking it to the next level, completely maintaining the filmmaker's original vision and color grading to give you an accurate theatrical representation of the film. The stunning color reproduction outshines the Blu-ray from head to toe, with the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading opening up the color gamut much wider here, displaying richer, stronger colors along with some much needed color depth, with all the various shades and tones and colors on full display here that also looks more stable than it does on the Blu-ray. The many different shots of blood and gore looks more appropriate here, with a crimson blood reds that are deeper and richer, giving a truer sense of appearance. Color of fire from pits, torches, and camps and explosions looks outstanding, with a stronger yellow-orange presence and a slight tighter glow around it. It just looks fantastic. Other primary colors are likewise strikingly vivid and bolder, while also maintaining a healthy scene-appropriate colors along with stronger-looking secondary hues. Skin tones are also now much warmer here, looking much more accurate and natural, especially with Arnold Schwarzenegger's sun-baked skin. Saturation has been increased, injecting just a little extra punch and life back into the image without it looking artificially boosted or too hot. This especially helps with every shot, keeping the image looking healthy throughout, and contrast is also improved, adding just that little natural bit of brightness back into the image, which really helps with daylight scenes, but also with the more darkly lit scenes and night scenes. And even when I compared the Blu-ray to the 4K, the Blu-ray still looked pretty sufficient within the black levels. I really didn't have a huge problem with it. But with the new 4K scan and the HDR and Dolby Vision applied, what this has done is just enhance the black levels, giving more depth to them and stability, with pitch, truer inky blacks, and stronger, richer shadows that all penetrates deep into the screen, drawing out much more information in the image. And I did notice much more detail to images and color ranges in darker scenes, and the night scenes, while didn't look bad on the Blu-ray, the new 4K scan definitely gives it a leg up, with the night scenes looking much more authentic, natural night appearance than what we had on the Blu-ray. The 4K also has more added depth to the image and three-dimensionality, which really helps here, especially in showcasing the grand scope and spaciousness of the production design and all those gorgeous sweeping shots of the landscapes, filmed in a 2:3:5:1 frame, giving a very lifelike filmic appearance. And this is one area that was unfortunately really missing from the Blu-ray, where some of these shots looked pretty flat in appearance and dull. It just looked very lifeless. Now with this 4K UHD, all that has been brought back to life, looking much more appropriate as it did back in the theatrical run. And one area that really dominates over the Blu-ray is the details and texturals, which honestly is no surprise given the extra lines with a higher 2160p resolution. Blades from swords, knives, daggers have a very nice natural sheen to them now that reflect in the sun and in light, and the costume designs looks outstanding. We can make out much more complexity in clothing and stitching. Facial and skin close-ups look outstandingly sharp and clear, revealing skin textures, complexions, strands of hair, down to beads of sweat on faces. The background is considerably clearer now, allowing us to see more activity from any angle the camera's pointed at. all the way around. Details stay impressively sharp and clear, making even the most mundane object and detail look impressive, even from grains of sand, from crevices and rocks. And I didn't notice any artificial sharpening or smoothing done. The epic battle scenes are also handled much better here. That's more stable. The bit rate ranges from 78, topping out at around 100 Mbps, and the grain structure is intact here with a nice tight, fine layer of 35mm grain field, giving a truer organic filmic appearance throughout, something that we completely lost on the Blu-ray. All right, now we're going to dig into the audio with this 4K UHD of Conan the Destroyer. And just as with Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer also boosts a newly remixed Dolby Atmos track and a remastered DTS mono track, which both sound fantastic. However, we're going to focus on the Dolby Atmos track. And just as with Conan the Barbarian, this is also a pretty aggressive track with Basil Poledouris' epic score at the forefront that dominates and re-energizes the film's experience. There's some nice low ends that handles the pounding drums and percussions of the score exceptionally well, with much more power and oomph behind it. Along with the score sounding much more open and spacious, filling the listening area. Sound effects are also sounding excellent, from charging horses, clings of swordplay, to all the atmospherics. Dialogue sounds clean and clear, and music nor sound effects ever drown out any part of the dialogue. Alright, so I'm giving Conan the Destroyer 4K UHD from Arrow Video. The video, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of a 5, and the audio, I'm giving it a 4 out of a 5. This 4K is absolutely worth upgrading from your previous Blu-ray, or if you don't already own the Blu-ray, it's definitely worth every penny to add this to your collection. Alright, but now I want to hear what you think. When you look at the differences here between the Blu-ray and the new 4K UHD, which do you think look better? Head over to the comment section and let me know. As always, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes here talking about Conan the Destroyer on 4K UHD. And I want to give a huge shout out to Arrow Video for sending us this check disc, this review disc early, so I can give you guys an extra early review of this 4K UHD of Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer, and if it's worth picking up, and it's definitely worth picking up. As always, guys, keep physical media alive. We'll see you next time.